Sonder's Coffee Roaster left downtown Disney and Parkside Market in 10 months? Yes, they did. Let's research why that's the case, here on AntSol Travel. According to NPR's Marketplace podcast, Sonder is a black woman-owned coffee roaster and coffee shop by Amanda-Jane Thomas and Shanita Nicholas, which they started in 2017, with their flagship location based in Inglewood, and is 35 miles from downtown Disney. Sonder serves coffees, blended drinks, pastries, and more. Sonder got a franchise agreement with Levy Restaurants to franchise at Parkside Market at downtown Disney as part of the westside expansion and opened for soft opening on January 4, 2025, with the grand opening on January 22nd. It was said that in the Marketplace article that was a franchise agreement. So that can have some stipulations on there that they can drop the franchise agreement if it can be a bit expensive, but is, well, kind of is expensive for the most part. I had coffee from Sonder twice, and it was pretty good, but fairly expensive, with 8 ounces being $4.75 for non-dairy creamers, but at least you get Magic Key discounts for that case there. However, Levy Restaurants dropped the franchise agreement with Sonder and rebranded to Parkside Market Coffee branding the other day, only lasting 10 months. The franchise agreement is how much money Levy pays to use Sonder's ingredients and branding. It seemed to be too expensive for a little brand recognition that is in contrast to, I don't know, Starbucks, which they dropped for their own coffee brand for Parkside Market Coffee, which is now just Parkside Market Coffee there. Let's check the prices for the coffee. Sonder actually serves an 8-ounce coffee for $4, and then it was 16-ounce was $4.85 as of right now when I looked at it. But for personally, I like it to especially help small local coffee roasters with this being franchised. But most typical Disneyland guests wouldn't pass, as it would be more cheaper and more convenient options for coffee. But let's check out their competition and see how it matches up. It actually is less expensive, and then depending on where you're going to. So at the Disneyland Resort hotels, for like Sketchpad Cafe at Pixar Place Hotel, it's $5 for 16-ounce and $1 more for 4 more ounces. And in Disneyland Hotel's coffee house is $4.50. The Grand California Hotel does not have any coffee shop, but does have a semi-attached Starbucks in downtown Disney, which grande size is $3.85, much cheaper than Disneyland hotels. However, if you go into the parks, it gets more expensive, especially for the Disneyland's Market House and also Fiddler, Pfeiffer, and Practical at California Adventure. Both of those are franchises of Starbucks, and it's $5 for a grande coffee. Really? $5? It's more expensive there, but it's in the park, I guess. So, yeah, the mercy of their pricing, but at least it is 21 cents less. With in-park restaurant coffees is $4.79. I much rather just do that. If you go to Panera across the street, it's $3.89 for 16-ounce coffee. However, if you do want the cheapest coffee shop coffee, there is the Starbucks at Harbor and Ball Road for $3.45, which you have to walk 0.8 miles from Harbor Disneyland entrance and go over Interstate 5 to the gas station there. So it depends if you really want to do that, just to get coffee. Coffee prices are on par with the resort coffee options, so why do people pass it up? Signage kind of blends into well with the building. It does not stand out. It's like metal signs, but it sort of stands up, but not really. And hotel guests usually got their fill coffee either at the hotels, or they have like the in-room coffee maker if they're not disappointed by it. Sonder does not have any comparable drinks or food options. Also, just in general, price conscientious guests would probably bring their own coffee at that point, just make it at home. Just be pennies on the dollar with just a scoop of coffee grounds that you get from Costco. In conclusion, that was a crash course on franchise agreements. Since franchise fees were too much for Levy Restaurants to keep the brand recognition and ingredients of Sonder, they were dropped to be independently branded, or in other cases would just be replaced with other brands, similar to hotel brands. However, that is a research study for another time.